What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Breaking news. On my P's and Q's, keep me in new shoes. The purse bid that was scheduled today between WBC, Lineal, Ring Magazine heavyweight champion, Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, and WBC interim heavyweight champion Dillian, the Body Snatcher White, has been postponed to January 28th, giving both sides additional time to come to agreement and to give, I guess, apparently, former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, nicknamed AJ, more time to consider if he indeed wants to take step-aside money. It's been reported that, it's been rumored that he's been offered $15 million to step aside. Now his promoter, Eddie Hearn, the Quincy Jones of boxing promoters, always in the video, has shot down those rumors and said that's not the case. But let's just say he's been offered in the neighborhood of $10 million. And if that's the case, I believe that's a little bit too rich for Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk's blood. Too rich for their blood, man, because that fight is not going to generate the type of money for the people that's involved in putting that fight together to pay not only Anthony Joshua $10 million, but they would also have to pay WBC interim heavyweight champion Dillian Whyte step-aside money. It's been reported that he wants $7 million. So you talking about, when we talk about US dollars, you're talking around about what? If the 15 million is true in euro dollars, that's what, around about 10 to 12 million US dollars. And the 7 million in euro dollars, that's around about what, 5 million? So you're talking about in the neighborhood of 17 million to get those two fighters to step aside and allow undisputed to occur between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Eddie Hearn, I told you in the last video that he's basically trying to run out the clock. He's throwing Anthony Joshua name into the equation, saying that he could take a step-aside deal. But I think his real angle is to get Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury to a purse bid scenario in order for him to gain the promotional rights to that fight. He believes if that's the case, that either Fury will take the fight on the zone, on the Matchroom Boxing Promotions, or Fury vacates, and then Dillian Whyte therefore gets elevated to the WBC full status as heavyweight champion. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires, but it's a lot of moving parts. This is, if I believe, I think this is probably the fourth time that this fight has been, this purse bid has been delayed. Kind of similar to the Lopez-Kambosos fight that kept getting pushed back. That fight got pushed back and rescheduled about what, 4 or 5 times? And Fury-Whyte purse bid is heading down that same road. But I think they said the 28th is the final time. It will not get pushed back no further, according to Dan Raphael, who's on top of this story. He's saying that this is the final time it will get pushed back. So January 28th is the deadline, and this is set in stone. And if both sides don't come to agreement, then it goes to a purse bid. But there's a lot of different scenarios getting played out. I know the Saudi investors are really pushing for the undisputed fight between Fury and Usyk. They're willing to pay a huge site fee. So that's going to line up the pockets of Fury and Usyk, along with Bob Arum and whoever represents Alexander Usyk. I would think that Eddie Hearn will probably get some of that money too, because, like I said, he's pretty much the de facto promoter for Usyk when dealing with Anthony Joshua. And he was promoting this fight before he fought Anthony Joshua. The Derek Chisora fight was up under Matchroom Boxing, so I'm sure that he's probably getting a little bit percentage too if he indeed decides to go forward and accept the step-aside money. But I believe this is smoke and mirrors. I believe this is propaganda. I think at the end of the day that they will go to purse bid, and Eddie Hearn will win the purse bid, and Fury and his team will have to make a decision to fight on the zone under Matchroom Boxing as the lead promoter, or vacate the belt and therefore defend their lineal and Ring Magazine titles against, in all probability, Robert Helenius. If that's the case, WBC would then order WBC champion Dillian Whyte to take on #1 contender Deontay Wilder. Wilder and his team will have to make a decision. Will they want to go to purse bid? Will they try to make a deal before purse bid? Will Al Haymon and the PBC be willing to negotiate in good faith with Eddie Hearn, who at every turn is always sneak dissing them and their fighters? That remains to be seen. I think Deontay Wilder would do like he did in the Luis Ortiz fight, go against the advisement of Al Haymon and the PBC. If they do decide to say, hey, man, don't take that fight Andy Ruiz. Instead, he'll say, no, I want to fight Dillian Whyte. Me and him been going back and forth for the last 3 years. People in the UK think I'm scared of him. I don't want no smoke. Let me get in the ring, get my WBC title back, and knock this clown out. I think that will be the likely scenario. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But that's the latest and the greatest, man. I got to get up out of here. I had to make a short video. But the purse bid has once again been delayed to January 28th. A lot of moving parts. We could see Usyk Fury Undisputed. We could see Joshua Usyk 2. We could see Dillian Whyte Fury. We could see Dillian Whyte Wilder. It's a lot of moving parts, but the likely scenario, in my opinion, is we get AJ Usyk 2. We get Tyson Fury vacating the belt, and he taking on Helenius for the Ring Magazine and lineal belt, and we get Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder. Let me know your thoughts on what you think this thing is going to end up playing out. Let me know your thoughts and hit the like button if you like the content of this video. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.